This conference will now be recorded.
All right, folks, so good afternoon. So today I'm going to be going over some things that you need to know for the lab assignment that you'll be doing today, as well as just going over some basics regarding your coursework and the assignments that are expected of you to be able to complete for this course. Okay, so first off, I'd like to show you that right now I'm in Documents and Resources, okay, and that's over here. So if I just, it always brings us back to announcements. And so I'm going to go now to Documents and Resources, like I started off there, and just show you that for today, I would ask that you will be able to label, and I'll create this in coursework a little bit later on, that you'll be able to submit this, but you will have human skeleton, which is just a blank model here. Okay, so you'll label this. Here we have the human spine. You'll label this. And we have here the human skull. So you're going to label these three, right, here we go, these three images, and I'll create, like I said, in coursework for you. So this assignment will also be, by the end of today, by 5 o'clock, it'll be posted in coursework under Unit 1. Okay, so the skeleton, the spine, and the skull will be an assignment that you have to label those structures for the skeletal system. Okay, so the other, here we go. This is also important for you. So lab quiz number 1, terms. So you'll click on that. And here, these are the terms. These are what you need to know for the lab quiz. Okay, the lab quiz, you'll need to know these skull bones, the spine, these other additional bones, the upper and lower extremity. So these are what you're going to label on those images. If you don't see it on the image, then don't label it. But whatever these are what's going to be expected of you to, when you're taking the lab quiz, you'll have this this word bank here that you'll be able to take the words from. These are what it's going to be expected of you to be able to identify. Okay, so that's very important. So lab quiz number 1, anatomical parts, the skin and the skeletal system. Right now, that's what we're going to be focusing on. Last week, I asked you to identify the structures and label for the skin, so you'll need to review these, and then you'll need to review these also. So skin and skeletal system, review skin, then new skeletal system. Okay, so that's as far as in Documents and Resources. Now, you're going to also see as we go to coursework, excuse me. So in coursework, we have here the lab summaries, lecture or lab summaries, okay? Today, I'm going to be posting, then I'll post an additional, it'll be September 22nd. So here I posted September 20th lecture summary. So you click on that and you'll see here that comes up as far as the link to the video for September 20th, and then the ability to upload a file of the summary that you've created if you're watching this video and you're not presently with me in the remote class. Okay, so that'll be due by Sunday night. Okay, and so today the 22nd, the lab summary that I'm doing, we're doing this video right now, you'll have to also just do a brief little summary for me and post it in coursework. Okay, so we're going to go back to coursework. You'll see that we have the homeostasis lab, so that's due today by 5 o'clock, right? So, and again, too, it's just a matter of clicking on it. You've already been, I'm sure the majority of you have already done this, but just as a reminder for all, you'll click on here. Here's the actual lab. You're answering the questions, okay? And then you'll submit it. Now, you don't have to submit that full document. You can just submit a separate Word document, or you can tweak that document and answer the questions in there. Doesn't matter to me, just as long as you upload a file, that's what's important. And you'll see it just says instructions, and it gives you the instructions right here what to follow, all right? So again, going back to coursework, so that's homeostasis lab. The lab safety, so here for the lab safety, and I should have said this before, and I apologize. Those of you that are online, you're not here to watch me as I'm going over, and I didn't have a camera with me showing you where we have all of the different safety equipment and such, and you're not here on campus, so you don't have to worry about that. So when it comes to answering questions regarding where the fire extinguisher is or where, don't worry about that. But you should be able to, there are other questions that you'll answer regarding, so let's look at that for a moment. So here's the file. So, you'll read through this, right? And I'm sure you have already. But so location, don't worry about that. But purpose and function, yes, you can figure that out and you can look that up regarding what these are. So don't worry about location, but purpose and function, absolutely. Okay. And then answering these questions. What would you do in this situation for these? And demonstrate your knowledge of safe laboratory practices. And if there's something you don't know, then you'll look it up. Okay. And you can even go here. So that's the lab safety. Go back to coursework. Again, it doesn't like the back button. It's better to click on these or over here. And so then we're looking at Cengage homework. So Cengage homework, this is what's going to be expected of you for this Sunday. So just the chapter 4. Chapter 5 and 6, I've set those dates a little bit farther ahead. Okay. By the time that you take a quiz for the chapter, you should have this Cengage homework done. Okay. And all it is, you'll see here, I click on it, and you'll see that, and I got to change the 1,000 points yet. I forgot to do that yet. But the instructions are right here. You'll go to Cengage in chapter 4, right? And in the Mind Tap there, that's just going into the textbook, and not the textbook itself, but the Mind Tap portion, which would be, so let me show you that. So you're going right here. So I've logged in, I've already done this, right? So then we're gonna go to My Courses. And then we'll click on, so we have the 150, you all are here. So we click on that course. It's going to take us to it. And now, so on the left-hand side is where you're going to find that this is where you're going to be doing the homework. It's over here. So we're at chapter 4. So I just click on this downward arrow, and you'll see here. Now, don't worry about whatever it says, count towards grade. Just focus on what I've put in here. Pre-learning assessment, chapter 4. Watch the skin video. The study guide section of chapter 4, do the chapter 4 test. This is the only one right here that's going to be required of you. Now know that for the Cengage, when you're on Cengage and doing where I said right here, this is the Mind Tap portion. See, it says Mind Tap over here. Here, folks, over here, here's where you would access the textbook. So right here, you'd click on it here and you'd see it come up right here. You could make it full screen. But when you're doing homework, that's in this area right here. So I clicked on chapter 4. It expanded it. This is what you're going to do. You're going to then watch this skin video right here. Should be right there. And you're going to do in study guide here, the test. That's all that's required of you. So you click on it. So you click on it. And then what you can do is you are allowed to, right? So start assignment. And you're going to see that you're going to have these different questions, okay? And you're going to have, you're allowed to have your chapter 4 PowerPoint with you while you're doing this. So you can have your chapter 4 PowerPoint with you while you're doing this assignment in Cengage. Now, you're not allowed to have your PowerPoint with you when you're taking my quiz that's going to be made available to you today at 5 o'clock until Sunday. And I'm going to show you where that's going to be. But for this, for the test that's on in Cengage here in MindTap, now I'm going to just go out of it here. I'm going to go out of it right there. So that you can use your PowerPoint. But when it comes to my quiz, so let's go back to coursework. So this is what you'll do for Cengage for chapter 4. And then I'm going to take that grade from Cengage and transpose it and put it into coursework and the grade book here. Okay, so I'll take care of that. I'll be doing that for you all. As far as coursework, again, going back to you're going to see that's going to pop up in Unit 1. It's going to say quiz number 1, chapter 4. Now that's the one where you're allowed to have a 3x5 note card with one side, you may write some notes on it so that as you're taking the quiz, you can have that with you. That's all. No PowerPoints, no textbook. If you click on something on the screen to go to another page while you're taking the quiz, it will lock you out, and and that will be it. Now, I'll give you, if that happens for by accident, that's one thing. But really, if you're going to try and cheat, that would be the thing it would close you out. So please, the note card, one side, that's fine for chapter 4. Again, you'll see it'll say quiz for chapter 4, and you'll have from tonight at 5 o'clock until Sunday, just prior to midnight. And once you start taking it, I believe it's, let's see here, I think it's 35 minutes for a 30 question test. Maybe that's what it is, or something along those lines, or maybe it's, no, 25 question. 25 question, you'll have 35 minutes. So here's the thing. You have to do some preparation. You can't just go into it cold and just look at your note card and that's it, because you're not going to have enough time for each question because it's going to go by quick. All right, Professor, sorry, my mic isn't working, but for the summary, do you have to do it that if you, oh, hold on, let me just, if you do not attend the online class and in-person class, where it's everyone that does not attend, it's only everyone that doesn't attend. The in-person, no, so, oh, hold on. It's only if you don't attend the remote class or the physical class, then they need to do the summary, okay? All right, so you're going to see also here that I have an assignment. I've just added this assignment. So again, I'll put in coursework another assignment that's going to say skull, spine, and skeletal system images that you're going to upload those that they've been labeled. Okay. Now this is the body systems homework. This again is due in a week. You're going to name the body systems, 11 total, but reproductive has male and female, so 12. List the organ structures structures that comprise the organ system, and list the functions of the organ system. Okay, so that will be a document that you will upload for me, and that's also a part of what you're doing today as far as your lab assignment. Okay, so coming back into coursework here, so you'll see that. So we've got the summaries, we have the homeostasis, the lab safety, the skin, right? And so it'll be another coursework for the skeletal system today. Cengage chapter 4, and again, these lab assignments are due 1 week from the day that we begin them. Okay, so these are all due today. Skeletal system and the body systems, they'll be due next week. Make sure that you're doing your Cengage homework there as far as completing this. So only Cengage chapter 4 is due on Sunday. Chapter 5, chapter 6, they're due in another couple of weeks, but know that chapter 5 quiz will be available next week. So you're only doing chapter 4 quiz this week, okay? So, very good. So I'm going to stop recording.